What's up, everybody? Um, Put your hand up if you think finance is blockchain's killer use case. Is there some hands? Okay, I see some hands. Um, then why is no one using the chain? Why do we only have a few 100,000 users compared to TradFi and FinTech? Like, we all know adoption is growing, but we're still being dwarfed by incumbents. So for those of you who didn't see this video, our boy Jesse from Base, he tried to onboard some normies with limited success. And like, he could have been more chill with it, but I think his intention was spot on. Normie users remain underserved. Sophisticated institutions are coming on chain, stablecoin rails are being adopted, RWAs are being tokenized, but consumers are still not enjoying the benefits of internet finance. So today I'm going to share Ebisu's thesis as to why this is the case and what we can do to capture this opportunity. So if we abstract everything away, what's the point of finance? It's wealth. And why do we seek wealth? Humans have evolved to survive under the selective pressure of scarcity. Our hormones respond to the environment and make us do things that help us survive and reproduce. But in a postmodern, in a modern world, like we're post-scarcity. This is the age of abundance, and sometimes our primal response mechanisms can actually act against our best interests. Those who thrive nowadays are actually those who can regulate their impulses, but turns out most people can't. So how does all this relate to blockchain? Speculation is like hunting a big animal or exploring an uncharted land. It's high risk, high reward. The primal buzz that you get from aping something can cause behavior beyond what's rational. And we all know trading is crypto's primary mainstream attraction right now. But for the average participant, they're actually much better off just playing roulette. Like, this is not how we're gonna be building wealth for normies. In a world where everyone is not a sophisticated risk underwriter, you build wealth by practicing austerity and compounding gains from low-risk strategies. In other words, savings maxing is how the average person can sustainably grow their wealth. So I believe internet finance will have a killer mobile super app with the following features. First, we have savings, so you can earn yield on your wealth. Then we have peer-to-peer payments, you can send your money globally. We have investments, so you can diversify your wealth into productive assets. We have loans, so you can get permissionless credit against your wealth. On-ramp, off-ramp to move your money how you please, and self-custody, so you actually own your own wealth. Why do we need this internet finance super app? Well, firstly, the people need it. The average American doesn't even have $1,000 in savings to cover unexpected expense. And this is contrasted to Gen Zs like my peers, believing that 170K is like a healthy salary that they need to live their life. Secondly, existing solutions like FinTech is just TradFi wrapper. There's high fees, low transparency, and it's constrained by the regulatory jurisdiction the FinTech belongs to. We all know that blockchain-powered financial features can create marginal utility at scale. And lastly, smartphones are the perfect distribution medium. 75% of the world is going to be having smartphones in 2025. FinTech download rate is growing year over year. And if we look at China, the WeChat and Alipay adoption has penetrated 90% of smartphone users over there. So it shows that mobile is the way majority of people will interact with finance. So how do we win? Saving is boring, and we can't expect everyone to be financially sophisticated or financially responsible. So how do we onboard the masses? We need to make saving feel like winning. What if instead of relying on financial literacy, we can design incentives that naturally nudge people to do like smart financial behaviors? Plus, if we're helping users meaningfully grow their wealth by offering a 10x better financial experience, this is also how we retain those users. So yeah, consumer finance is not new. There's like FinTech and neobank incumbents like you can see here. And you'll see that like peer-to-peer payments like Zelle, Venmo, they have the most users, whereas like saving and investing apps like Robinhood, Nubank, it has most AUM. So as we go explore how do we build this internet finance super app, what can we learn from these incumbents, like the features that they offer? I'll give some case studies. So first we have Nubank. It's LATAM's mobile-first neobank, focused on providing financial services to previously unbanked populations who would otherwise have been subject to very high fees from incumbents. They have 85 million users, 28 billion deposits, and their features revolve around mobile-only credit card, zero-fee high-yield saving and checking, high-touch customer support, peer-to-peer payments, and other stuff like insurance, loans, and investment. But the key takeaway here is that above all else, low fees, savings, and payments is essential products for previously underbanked populations. Okay, I talked earlier about making things fun. Next, we have YOTA and Pool Together. These are zero-loss lotteries. So YOTA is off-chain, it's like FDIC insured, and Pool Together is on-chain, it's fully decentralized. Both were able to attract significant deposits by offering users the feeling of gambling without actually creating any risk on one's deposits. Like the way it works is you deposit money, it earns yield. That yield is distributed via lottery, but user can withdraw their principal anytime, so it's zero loss. But both have their shortcomings. So YOTA, they leaned too much into gambling features because it increases their top line, but it actually that depresses the yield for users. And secondly, they partnered with a bank called Synapse. They went under, and despite being FDIC insured, many of their users are still not made whole. And like this is the classic principal agent risk we're all familiar with. Pool Together, it works fine, but the payout is not interesting. You can see like some of the example payouts there. I would rather just take my money and go directly farm DeFi myself. So the key takeaways is zero loss lottery is viable. It's a viable product, but the winnings have to be meaningful. And above all else, the priority is maintaining solvency. Yeah, zero loss must be zero loss. So lastly, I'll touch on some crypto native solutions. Firstly, there is like self-custody mobile DeFi, like Legend or DeFi.app. This is for crypto native user, and it lets you do everything you would want to do as a crypto native, like permissionlessly swap, stake, lend, bridge, all from your phone. And if you want to play with perps, there's like Hyperliquid specific mobile apps like PvP Trade and Dexari. But as I said, this is for crypto native. I don't think like normal consumer would be able to use this effectively. Next, there's also payments and crypto cards. This lets crypto wealth flow into like the fiat economy, and they can be broken into 3 categories. Cards that let you deposit crypto and borrow dollars against that to spend, but you remain exposed to the crypto price volatility. There's debit card-like models where you top up and it converts the money into fiat for you to spend. There's stablecoin-only payment models or payment solutions. And yeah, this is kind of the world of crypto cards and payments. And there's a lot of solutions I didn't list. The last thing I want to mention is Earnify. It's the #2 finance app on the US App Store, and it lets users get payday loans for rent, bills, etc. And it integrates with payroll solutions, and it uses zkTLS to feed data into their loan underwriting engine. So yeah, this is just some examples to show like the tech is here. Many people are working on this idea, and I think like we're at a tipping point. The infrastructure is ready. The demand is obvious, but the only question is who's going to build it. Like consumer is notoriously all about go-to-market and actually like getting that user. So we can raise all we want, we can hypothesize all we want, but it's actually about who's going to build it and actually get the normie users. So yeah, if you want to chat about anything I mentioned, I'm all ears. Yeah, thank you for listening.